Okay, the next video is going to be about shelter, and to give you a little bit of background on that, I usually play nomad mode, which isn't the game difficulty setting in the game, it's just a style of playing, and basically means you never make a permanent base. You're always roaming around, using whatever you can take and find in the environment to make your temporary shelters at, like houses or digging in the ground or up in buildings, or I'll show you as we go along. Uh, Basically, you have three basic options you can choose from. You can take and make your own base, or you can take and you can make use a pre-existing building for a base, or you can go underground. And all of them have advantages and disadvantages. Since I did the last video, all I did was some inventory management. I went and burned up the rest of the iron fragments that I had, and it ended up making 2 more iron ingots. And I made the rest of the coffee, and there was something else. Oh, I ended up making all the rest of the arrows so it would clear up some more inventory space. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is what we were doing before, and that's going to look for a road, because like I was saying, in the current setup on the random gen map, most of the pre-made buildings or pre-existing buildings are on roads. There's a few out in the woods or near lakes and stuff, but the majority of them will be around roads. Oh, and while I'm at it, I notice I see a lot of people on streams and doing videos and stuff like that think you can pause your game by hitting the escape key, so that it brings up this quit, and there is no way to pause the game no matter what you do. The only way you can take and pause the game if you have to run to the bathroom or go do something is to take and get out of the game. Otherwise, the zombies still do what they do. Everything still works in the world. Nothing's paused. So don't be surprised if you do that and you come back and you find out that you're dead because the zombies killed you, because there's nothing to pause the game except getting out of the game. Also, while I'm at it, there's the stats on coffee. What coffee is basically permanent stamina. Remember what I was telling you about your hydration being linked to your stamina and everything? Well, I'll drink some coffee and then I'll take off running, and then you can see why everybody loves coffee. And it also works the same way when you're using your tools like your pickaxe or your fire axe and you're chopping down trees. Your stamina doesn't go down once you get the coffee buzz. As you can see, I got the little coffee modifier right here, and it's saying it lasts 180 seconds, and the modifiers is I'm getting 2 stamina every 1 second, and the little message that pops up here is you get a nice little rush of energy. So we're going to take off running through the sand, and you can watch my stamina bar and see how it affects it. if I do something like drink some of the yucca juice to bring my hydration back up, or it's topped out, then it won't have any effect on my stamina. Well, it won't have any effect on my stamina as long as I still got the coffee buzz going. See, my stamina isn't moving at all while I'm chopping down this tree. Okay, the coffee buzz went away and you see my stamina start dropping back down to normal again. And that's why everybody loves coffee. Okay, with these boulders, when you see this kind of rock here, they have a glitch to them, and the whole thing is you have to hit this one over here to keep breaking down the boulder. If you can see, none of the rest of them work. But once I start hitting that section, then I can go ahead and finish breaking the boulder down. And the reason you don't see me picking up any more of the aloe, because I have 16 of them now. When you make the bandages, they only stack to 5, and I don't have a whole lot of inventory space left. So I want to take and try to conserve what I can, or take and make more space when I can make it. Which, while I have my inventory open, and you can see these large beef rations that I found in that one locker is the best canned food that you can get in the game. As you can see, it gives you 30 fullness and 10 health. Compare that with the 2 health and 10 fullness you get, get from the other. So if you can stock up on these, that's the best ones to take and take with you in the game. The other great thing about the canned food, if you're playing with the zombies on, is they don't give off a smell. So this is what you want to take when you're going out and foraging and everything else, and then eat the stuff like the blueberries here when you're back at your base or someplace safe. And this is what I was telling you about in the early game. You're going to get till you find shelter and you can start putting down chests to store stuff in, you're going to hit a point where your inventory's full, like mine is now, where you're going to have to start making decisions about what you're going to keep and what you're going to get rid of and what's important to you right now and what isn't. So, like, I know I can take and go and eat this can of tuna. Because it wasn't giving me very much fullness anyway. And now I've taken and opened up a slot in my inventory. And the canned food works just like when you drink something out of a glass jar. Whenever you eat it, it gives you an empty can. So you can just keep scrapping that and then stacking it as scrap iron to make more space in your inventory. I can take this aged wood and turn it into planks, and now I have another space in my inventory. But it's going to take and get to the point where you have to make a decision. What's important to you? What do you want to keep and what do you want to get rid of? Now it's pretty much deciding what direction we want to go in. And you'd have to understand something about the biomes before you can make that an easy decision. I should just walk the roads and show you, but we'll go both ways so you can see for yourself. This is the industrial biome, and usually roads lead to cities, but not necessarily, because it's like I was telling you, your central city is usually at 0, 0, which would be right about there. So that's where our central city is. So this road could lead us to the central city. And there is apartments and stuff that you can use for shelter in the central city. So we'll go check that out. Okay, we're a couple of things, and I want you to look at it, what it looks like here from looking at it at the front. It usually always has a blue car by the steps and everything. But also look at it on the map. You'll see this building has the white edge along the edge of it. And the reason this is important is because on the old NavGain map, or the static map it's sometimes called, you had military bases, and the military bases would have ammo crates. And the ammo crates are important because that's where you find sniper rifles and submachine guns and rocket launchers and rockets. For the random gen maps, they don't have military bases right now. These, see the sign there, Information Center? It's the old police stations on the NavGames map, but here it's called Information Centers. And this is where you find the ammo crates at on the random gen maps. The next thing is always search all the cars you can find, because that's the only place right now I know of that you'll find an auger or a chainsaw. It's also good for finding tools and stuff like that before you're able to take and make your forge so that you can make your own tools. When you start getting into these buildings and stuff, your fire axe is going to be important to you because they have these barriers set up all over the place. And that helps you take and get in so you can take and loot. Usually about the police station, the big thing is usually have safes in these little rooms. Safes will get you parts and stuff like that. Books are a big thing in the beginning of the game because you need to read these books to get the recipes to make things. Here's a 44 Magnum part, and you need to read a book and collect all the parts to be able to make the 44 Magnum. And the 44 Magnum's important because it's usually a one-hit shot on all the zombies. My big problem right now is I got an inventory problem. So what I want to do... And I just had... my problem is I have an inventory problem, so I want to find a place where I can start setting up chests to start storing stuff so I can clear out my inventory to start looting everything. And I know right here is the shooting range for the police station, so I'm going to take and set up a temporary base here so I can start making chests and laying them down to store stuff. Yes, hold your ears when you're using the pickaxe on metal because it gets very loud. Okay, I've let my stamina get way down and it's starting to take a toll on my tool. I know the yucca juice gives me stamina, so to get a boost, I drink some yucca juice. It brings my stamina back up, and then I can go back to work. For this shooting range area, the big thing to know is jump across this. There's usually always a corpse on this side. Sometimes there's an ammo crate here, sometimes there isn't. On this one, there isn't. The big thing though is I want to set up a temporary base here, so I want to take and make a forge. I want to make another campfire, and I want to start making chests to store stuff in. I want to make the chest first so I can start clearing out my inventory to pick other stuff up. The way we make a chest is go here to the building and you're looking for secure storage chests. Or you can type up here in search, just type chest. Either way, for secure storage chests, we need 6 pieces of lumber. I think I'll probably need more than one, so I'm going to go ahead and just make 2. Okay, with these chests, you can take and left click to turn them around to however you want to take and place them. The other thing about the chest is you can lock these, you can take and put a password on them. It's more important when you're playing on multiplayer servers, but the way you do that is you hold E like you were going to open it, and see you have this little lock icon here. Right now it's telling you it's unlocked, and if I take and I highlight the lock icon and let go of the E, it locks the chest. Now I'm the only one that can take and get in the chest. If you want to take and you want to put a code on it, you take and highlight the calculator looking icon and you let go of E, and it lets you take and put a password on there. And to take and unlock a chest, just take and highlight the lock again, let go of E, and it's unlocked. And that's how you lock and unlock chests. Okay, again, I know if I want to take and build another forge, I need 1 iron pipe. And I know I'm going to need 16 small stones. I'll show you how these lockers and the coolers and all that work. Also, while I'm at it, for this stone axe, once you get a repair tool, one of these, this becomes kind of obsolete as long as you have the other tools that you need. I still usually hang on to them unless I need an emergency repair tool. And stone axe will still do, well actually, I'll keep both of them so I can use both of them and upgrade something and then show you what the difference is. And there's one a little bit stronger than the repair tool, that's the hammer, but you have to take and read the home maintenance 2 book to be able to build the hammer or to build a sledgehammer. So next thing, I'm going to take and build another forge and another campfire. And now I can go loot the rest of the building or go back outside and collect more resources, whatever I want to do, because now I have a temporary base set up where I can take and bring stuff to store it and keep my inventory from being full. For these gun cabinets, what you'll get out of them is parts, and you can make any of the guns except for the 44 Magnum without reading a book. But what you can't do without reading a book is make the molds so that you can make the metal parts. So you need to find the books and read them before you can take and make the molds to be able to make more guns. But you can build a gun, pistol, hunting rifle. So like if I wanted the long shotgun, what I'm missing is the barrel. So if I find a shotgun barrel, then I can make the long barrel shotgun. I forgot I told you I was going to show you how to do the lockers and the cooler and stuff. All you do is you select where you want to take and put it down at, and it's the same as the chest. You use the left mouse button to take and rotate it any way you want it to be, and just right click it to place it. Put the locker. And like I said, in single player, they don't regenerate anything. In multiplayer, they still do. So I don't know if that's going away with Alpha 10 or not, but if nothing else, this is something else you can take and use for storage. Okay, this room will have another safe in it, and it might also have an ammo crate. You can beat on these bars like I did on the other room, or you can come right over here underneath the picture and use your fire axe instead, and still make a hole to go into the same thing I was showing you with the pickaxe. When your stamina gets past halfway, take and replenish it so that you're not wearing out your tool too fast. And it looks like we have an ammo crate in this one. this is what the ammo crate looks like. Oh, munitions box is what it's called now. And all I had was bullets, and this 10mm bullet is for the submachine gun, sometimes called an SMG. And as you can see, with most of the blocks that you have to use the pickaxe, you get the concrete back, and you want to save the concrete because it's one of the harder building materials. Sometimes you'll find an ammo crate in the back of this room, back in the corner behind the shelf. Nope, just trash bag this time. This police station can be a good place to take and set up a base, or to make your temporary shelter, because you're well above 3 blocks high for them to take and get up. You have to still worry about the spider zombies, but you're safe from the hornets because you're covered in. You can take and bust these rails out. Usually it gives you scrap metal, and then once you bust the rails out, you can take and put a border along the inside here, and that'll keep the spider zombies from crawling up. And you can block off these stairs over here down at the bottom. Either up in here or blocking the stairs itself right here, and then the zombies can't get up. Or you have another option of just knocking the stairs out altogether. And then you can build a ladder up that stanchion or up this stanchion over here to get up and down. Usually there's not anything very interesting in any of these jail cells, and I usually don't bust them out because, as you see, they have windows in the back and everything, and usually zombies spawn inside these cells on a regular basis. So I usually leave the bars up so I don't have to mess with them. I've seen people take and make their shelter inside the cells and use the bed. You can pick up that old bed and then lay it back down again, and that'll take and make your spawn point if you die. But me personally, I usually just leave the bars up and don't mess with them, because there's usually nothing in there that would help me one way or the other. And there's toilets and other places of the building that you can take and use to fill up your water with. Like right here. And you take and you do that the same way that you did it at the river. You just take and you put your crosshairs on the toilet and right click, and it fills up the jar with murky water. Medicine cabinets are a biggie because that's where you'll find antibiotics. That's where you can find the beaker at. That's any of your medical stuff, blood bags, stuff like that. I have the zombies turned off because the next basic place is with the nurse zombies. They usually carry the same stuff, so you're kind of at a disadvantage by not having the zombies on, because you're not getting the nurse zombies to get the stuff that you need to take and play the game. And beakers are rare, I'll let you know that. Okay, Urban Combat book is, it says learn to stay alive in close quarters with a shotgun. The biggest thing that you need to know is this is the book that you need to take and make your shotgun. And to read a book, you have to put it on your tool belt, right click it, and then it gives you the recipes for it. Short shotguns I don't usually mess with because you have to get so close for them to be accurate to kill the zombies that it usually ends up getting you killed, because the zombies are getting to you before you can get a good headshot off to take in, so I don't usually even mess with them. Long barrel shotgun is a completely different story. The long barrel shotgun is probably one of your best friends when you're fighting a feral horde. Okay, in this bookcase we have a pistol book, which is what you need to take and make the pistol molds with. Home maintenance lets you make this repair tool right here. Leather tanning is a biggie, because once you get the leather tanning, then you can start taking and turning the animal hides into leather so that you can take and make armor with it. Okay, these old sham sandwiches, the deal on them is if you're starving and everything and you can't find any other food, you can eat these, but you take a 50-50 chance of getting food poisoning every time you eat one. And as you see, I lucked out there and I ate the sandwich and no food poisoning. And I lucked out again and didn't get any food poisoning and filled my fullness all the way back up again. Iron leg armor, this is the schematics is what you have to take in, that's weird. It says learn how to craft iron chest armor, but the name of it is iron leg armor schematic. Hold on a second, I'll show you. Crafting, just go to the clothing here. Now you see I read the leather book, so I can make all this leather armor. And the leather armor is stronger than the cloth armor. Now we're going to read this schematic. And it was for iron leg armor. And basically, right now in the game, you got head, chest, hands, legs, and feet. Though I know for sure that Alpha 10 is going to be really concentrated on character development, and there's going to be a whole lot more like the eyes and the face, and this level meter will actually start meaning stuff and doing stuff as you're gaining levels, so there'll actually be character progression in it. And last I heard is November the 4th for the final cut for Alpha 10, and then 10 to 14 days of testing before they put it out. So we would be looking at right around, they usually put them out on Fridays, so I would say probably the 21st of November for Alpha 10 to come out. Stuff like the stash chili, I usually take and just eat it as soon as I can eat it in a safe place. Because if you look at the very bottom there, it gives you gassiness whenever you eat it, and it makes noise that the zombies can hear. And what you see there is it's telling me that I have more than a stack. So let's find out what a stack is. It's 250 wood planks is a stack of wood planks. Actually, I'll keep that because I told you I was going to show you how the repair tool works. I try to take and keep my foraging and cooking stuff in the chest beside the forge and the campfire. So that's what I'm doing. And because I only got 2 chests down right now, I'm keeping all my gun stuff in the same chest. And the other chest I have over there, I'm just using it for miscellaneous. .10mm bullets I don't really care about because SMGs are pretty rare. You hardly ever find them. Okay, I'll show you about the repair tool. While I'm at it, let's learn about broken legs. And for some reason, I didn't get one. Okay, your biggest problem with this building is going to be your entrance right here. Number one, because it's 2 wide and you can only put doors on a space that's 1 wide. So let's take the 2 concrete blocks I got from upstairs and make it 1 wide. Next thing is I need a door for it, and you have several options. Okay, we have hard metal secure door, which is going to take us 8 of the forged iron to make. Tungsten is made out of tungsten ingots, and the only place I've found tungsten at right now at the game is all the way down at Bedrock when you're doing your mines. You can make a scrap iron secure door, which takes 8 of your scrap iron, or you can make a wood secure door. So let's make several, and we'll do some tests, and so that you can see what's what with them. And there's our secure wood door. There's our scrap iron door. And there is our hard metal secure door. Next thing I'm going to do is make some wood frames. So I can take and make this other entrance less than 2 spaces wide. And here's where the shift click, I could take and it would use all of my wood up to make as many wood frames as I want. Or I can just click wood frames one at a time and just make 10 instead of all of them. As you saw there, when I broke down the wood door, I got the brass knob off of it that you can take and use to make scrap brass. Brass can only be used to make the brass casings for bullets. Lead can only be used right now to make the bullet tips for bullets. So you need brass and lead to make bullets. So let's try. If you look here for the wood door, it's saying the hardness on it is 1. Hardness on the scrap iron door is 5. Hardness on the hard metal door is 15. Okay, things in the game can be upgraded. Like with these wood frames, I can pick them up and set them down as many times as I want until I take and I do an upgrade on it. Once I do an upgrade, it's permanent, and the only way I'll be able to take and get rid of it is to take and use my fire axe to take and break it back down again. But up until that point, you can pick them up, put them down, move them around, anything. That's why wood frames are great for taking and doing layouts first while you decide how you want to make things. And then once you got everything the way that you want it, then take and do the upgrade. And you do the upgrade with either a stone axe, a repair tool, or a hammer, and you right click on it. So to upgrade the wood frame with the stone axe, it took 4 hits. To upgrade the wood frame with the repair tool, It took 3 hits. The wood frames can be upgraded 3 times. 2 times with wood, and then 1 time with scrap iron. Well, I'll show you on the wood door. That's one. And then you can upgrade it again with the scrap iron. And it'll upgrade the wood frames the same way, all the way up to scrap iron. Unfortunately, it won't show us the hardness on the door anymore. So once I get zombies and all that, we'll do a test on them, and you can see which door stands up and takes the most hits and all that. Later on, I'll get the different kind of blocks and all that once we have zombies, and we'll do tests on each one of the blocks so that you can see which one stands up to the zombies the best. On the hard metal door, it has to have forged iron to take and do the upgrade on it, and you can upgrade it twice. And it looks like that. Scrap iron door. And it can't be upgraded. What you see is what you got. Spider zombies getting up to you up there. Take and build you a lip. All the way around here, and that keeps the spider zombies from climbing up. Even if they break through the windows up there, you would have to take and worry about hornets getting in, but all the zombies would drop down into here. So you would still be pretty much protected up there on the second level. For a ladder, you need 12 sticks. Matter of fact, let me show you the recipe. So you need 12 sticks to make a ladder. Okay, the deal with ladders is, right now, currently, this could all change when Alpha 10 comes out. If you have zombies, you don't never want to put the bottom ladder rung up, because then the zombies can climb up to you. Zombies will be able to climb your ladder, but they could climb the walls and everything else anyway. And if you're really worried about it, you can put a wood frame right up here on the top of the pillar once you get up and down the ladder. For us, we can take and jump, and we can get on the ladder and everything, and to get in and out and all that. Just like that. And like I said, you can take and put a wood frame over here on the pillar, and then the spider zombies can't come up this either. And you're relatively safe. So here we found a pre-existing building, the police station, and we haven't secured it all and all that, but I've showed you about the different kinds of doors that's available. What you have to do to put down a door, it has to have something on 3 sides, or you can't place the door. and that's why I had to take and fill that in with wood frames and upgrade it. If you just lay the wood frames in there, it's still not going to let you place the door. You have to upgrade it at least once before it'll let you place the door. And then we put the concrete, so we had the harder stuff up front, and we put the strongest door up front, so you're relatively safe here. The only thing you really have to worry about is, like I said, pre-existing buildings spawn zombies. That's on any of the maps, the random gen or the other one, multiplayer or single player. Right now, if you have a prefabricated building, it spawns zombies. But here we've made a relatively secure place, because the city's never secure. Out in the other biomes, desert, forest, all that, you can clear out an area, and then you have 5 days to take and do what you want to before you start getting zombie spawns again. You'll get roaming hordes that come through, but you won't get the spawns in the area. So that gives you 5 days to make your base and everything like that, get everything secure before the 7th day horde comes. If you're not playing with zombies, then none of this matters. You just found a place to live, and you don't have to go through all this trouble of trying to secure it. But that's going to be the end of this video. Taking and using a pre-existing building to take and make a shelter out of. When I come back next time, we'll explore the other two options. And that's it for now.